Hi, and welcome again to Around Every Corner as we discuss the enchanted self and lots of things that we need to know and enjoy and understand. I thought today it's important to talk about kids and anxiety. Most kids have suffered a great deal during the last 2 years of the pandemic. And most parents realize that there's been some suffering. There have been those children that have had trouble wearing masks, children that have had trouble using the equipment to get them to school. And of course, there have been older children that missed graduations and things like that. I am not going to focus on all the issues that came out of the pandemic, nor am I going to focus today on the anxiety issues that we still have to face as a nation around school settings and children being anxious to go to school because of the violence that has happened in schools. These are tremendous, important subjects, but I like to come up to the enchanted self in a softer way. So I am going to tell you today a little story that is true and happened and actually ended up in one of my books, The Truth Diary of a Gutsy Tween. Here's what the story basically is. There was a girl about 10 years old, and she was very happy because her uncle was coming to town and they'd all go out to dinner and have a good time, which in fact the family did. Once they were back at home, they settled down in the den and everybody was chatting their heads off because the uncle seldom visited and it was very exciting. Well, he did most of the talking, which is understandable. One of the things that was happening is that every time he talked, it seemed like he used a swear word in one way or another. He'd be really happy and he'd say, "Oh my, XXX." Or he'd be disturbed in telling a story and he'd say, "And would you believe that blah, 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 that happened?" And the girl, who, as I said, was about 10, was very upset. When she would hear swear words, it always upset her. She was one of these kids that just didn't like to have regular language interrupted with swear words. Now, I tell you this because in her, it created anxiety. And anxiety often comes in the form of something that one member of the family may have, but others don't. In fact, her parents had no qualms about just saying to her, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just enjoy yourself." They did not see it as an anxiety issue. She, in fact, eventually went upstairs to her bedroom, closed the door, and felt pretty bad. She did love her uncle, and she wanted it to work out. And she had even been going to suggest to him that he pay her 5 cents every time he swore. She thought it was a great idea. She was going to end up, if nothing else, with some pocket change. But she never did get to approach him because she spent the next hour or so of his visit feeling bad in the bedroom. Her parents ignored it, did not see it as anxiety, and the evening passed. Now, this was not a serious case of anxiety. By the next day, she was more or less herself, but it gives a good example that parents have to struggle oftentimes and be very observant to watch what is anxiety in the child. Now, I don't want to leave you just at this point. I want to leave you with a great idea and something you can do that helps mild anxiety like what this girl had. This is called Family Hug. I have used Family Hug in several of my films. particularly Falling in Love, a coming-of-age selfie film. It's great, and you can do it. Here's all you have to do to have this type of family hug. You teach your family members, and it can be you yourselves as adults also, that if you're feeling low, you're feeling blue, all you have to do is call out, "Family hug, I need one." And anyone who's home will come, snuggle up to you, let you hug them, and very often the anxiety and the disappointed feelings, whatever, just pass. So I hope you'll really try family hugs, and I hope I gave you a little bit of insight into the mild types of anxiety and feeling blue that kids can fall into. So just remember, a family hug is right there for you and your family, just around the corner. Goodbye for now. See you next time.
Dr. Barbara Becker-Holstein is a visionary positive psychologist who has married positive psychology concepts with modern-day technology to reach people in ways never attempted before. She is fiercely dedicated to helping people of all ages and all stages of life find purpose and pleasure in being alive and being themselves. She's a best-selling author, award-winning selfie filmmaker, Zoom drama creator, positive psychologist, and podcaster who helps us overcome anxiety and alienation through multiple media channels. More information, including information on her films for young people that have won over 100 awards, websites dedicated specifically to positive psychology and the truth for girls, award-winning books for both young people and adults, a store that offers free gifts, books, films, and a number of free downloads, Zoom films, video podcasts, TED-style talks, a library of articles spanning over 15 years, stage plays, audio podcasts, and even a humorous video series entitled Old Time Radio are available at her website at enchantedself.com.